Alright. Hello friends, how's it going? Hello. Let's see who is here. Haha, Shonies, hello mister. How you doing? What a good day to use my own HKB Pro 2. Ooh, very nice. Your own HKB Pro. Are you at home right now? Just chilling out? But anyway, yeah, about that Gion meetup, I would say, I don't know. Is there a lot for you to see there? Like how likely do you think it is that you'll be actually interested in this stuff, or the people going? I don't know. It kind of depends, really. Meetups. ODM, hello. Toasty, hello. Epsilon, hello. Frank the Third, hello. Collecting free MacBooks on Discord. Oh, that's my favorite activity on a Friday. Yes. Free MacBooks, please. Okay. Music's not too loud, right? All right. So, let's build this keyboard. So today's build is going to be a Zephyr Z1, Z1, however you want to say it. This one is a HHKB only design, 60% design, from a maker named Zephyr Lab, and it's in collaboration with Neson design. So Neson design you might know from some other work before. They did the exploded spacebar layout ones, right? And so Neson design has done a few other boards too. And so yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. They basically made this this sort of like spacecraft inspired kind of like floating sides with RGB board, and it has a full stainless steel bottom. So it's quite hefty. I would have to get my scale to actually check how much it weighs, but it probably weighs quite a bit. I believe it's gasket mount, and yeah, so we'll go through it. Oh, hello, Manic Geek, hello. Oh shoot, 2 raiders. Oh, Alex raided too. Oh my god, hi. Wow, hello raiders. Dang, big raids. Got a raid and run. Take it easy, Manic Geek. I hope you have a good rest of your evening. 177 men watching man build keyboard on a Friday. Yeah, so my schedule had a few switches, and so I freed up for today. So that's why I'm building today. I was thinking of building actually like during the weekend, but it turned out to work out today. So here we are. Alright, so yeah, so we're building the Z1 from Zephyr Lab and Neson Design. I believe Alex got to check this out already. Or maybe not? No, yeah, they did. Alex did. So, you know, standard zippered case, bag, right? And so it comes with a little nice thank you card. On the back it says, "Hello. This is Zephyr Lab. We're pleased to meet you for the first time and grateful for your support and participation in the group purchase." Okay, so this is basically like a production unit of the first purchase that happened on QQ, like on the Chinese keyword community. You know, okay, the customized keyboard. Should you have any further questions or suggestions, please scan this QR code and to add our QQ group and contact directly, and we'll respond promptly to address your concerns. Well, very nice. They do have a QR code if you want to like join that. But it's not to a Discord server. It's to QQ, which is like a chatting service. And so here we have the internals for the board. So, as I mentioned earlier, this is a collaboration with Neson Design. So, we have some pour-on gaskets over here. And then we got, so these are some stickers. And then we got an aluminum plate, HKB layout. So this guy has fixed ANSI step caps lock, split backspace, split right shift, and 7U fixed bottom row. And as you can see, it's going to be a gasket mount over here. We have a hot swap PCB. Wait, I didn't notice a Wildcat mat. Yes, this is the Wildcat mat. And then there's a foam kit. So, you know, case foam, plate foam, and probably like a P foam, if maybe? I'm not sure actually. Actually, I don't see it. Maybe it's just a plate and case foam. So, pretty neat. I don't think I really need this box anymore. I'll just recycle it. Just put the thank you card there. And then on the bottom, I already unpacked this because I was showing, I actually showed this board to chat last stream, I believe, or 2 streams ago. But it was just like a little sneak peek. And so here's the board. I already took out of its plastic bag. Is Wildcat still making YouTube videos? Oh, he's in the military. Ah, okay, the military, of course. Yeah. So, for the unit that I got here, I have it in a nice dark green colorway. So we can remove that bottom case foam here. So you can see the internals, but so it's a nice dark green color, HKB 7U layout. As you can see, screwless type of design. So you have screws on the top side around the plate area, and then we have a ribbon cable connector here, 2 JSTs that connect, I assume, to the like RGB portions over here on the left and the right side. And then, of course, the daughter board, which is USB-C and centered. So what's particular about this design, and then, you know, there's a little polycarbonate cover for all that portion, which is nice, and then keeps it all nice and tidy instead of all the wires going crazy. What's particular about this design is it's a kind of like a nice and boxy design, but they have made the sides to sort of be like kind of floating by basically putting a diffuser for RGB over here, and basically there's a gap, right? So you see a gap over here, and then there's a RGB diffuser over here, so any lighting will kind of project this way, which is pretty cool. It uses like the long style bump-ons, so it might sound a little thuddy on the desk. Kind of like those long old long Geon feet that had those like long, you know, stuck bump-ons all towards the length of the entire board. And you know, the other side is pretty much symmetrical, so they kind of went for this like symmetrical design, kind of like, you know, spacecraft inspired, but you know, very like industrial look, and at the same time kind of has like some of these like, you know, super like kind of like futuristic evoking like elements, but you know, boxy design, pretty hefty actually. This is significantly heavy because it does have a stainless steel bottom that seemingly I would say is just sandblasted, so it's in black and it's sandblasted, so it's yeah. Okay, is that something on my screen or is that something on the camera? I can't tell. I think that's just on my screen. Okay. Alright, so that's the way the board looks. Let's get the PCB out. So PCB has these little supports. So I can take them off. You know what? I'm always a little scared that I'm gonna hurt myself tearing them off, even though I can just do it with my hands. So I like using pliers. It's just safer and easier. Right, so take that support off. And take this one off. Okay, so it's one of these PCBs that has the kind of corners cut out. So it'll go in there. I see only one LED in the entire board, which is right here near the caps lock, but pretty much is fixed 7U style with full and regular, full and split right shift, full left shift, stepped and regular caps lock, split and regular backspace, and ANSI enter. So, you know, 7U MX style HKB. MX blacks, yeah. So I did notice, I try to look at what other people are doing as well. And so I did see that, I think Captain Sterling built his with HMX Purple Dawns. Alex built it with, I think it was, I'm not sure if it was Gateron Milky Yellow Pros or like Gap Pros, right? Like the Milky Yellow type, but looked like those. And then Scoop Bar also built one, but I'm not sure what Scoop Bar was using. Oh, Mr. Ozzy Keycaps, hello. How are you, EJ? And then here's a plate. Okay, so pretty simple. Then got a bunch of, these are just pour-on gaskets, so this is gonna be gasket mount. Even the dimensions are written on the bag, which is actually kind of nifty. Now we got some MX blacks readied up here, and we got some cherry stabs, so we can go ahead and clip those. So I'll just clip the legs off of these. And where's my... Here it is. Roo, MC, hello. Mayan3, howdy. How's it going? I'm reading your about me, and man, I wish I have a dynamic work schedule. Okay, that has changed a little bit. That said, I will be honest. The reason I do say that I have a dynamic work schedule is in the sense that my, like, you know, so my ins and outs of work depend on what needs to get done that particular day. And so I can like if I put my mind to it, I can definitely go in earlier and leave earlier, assuming that there's no more like meetings to attend or I don't miss them, things like that, right? And as long as the like that day's particular amount of work gets done. So in that sense it's dynamic, but it was more so applicable to when I was back in grad school. Back when I was in grad school, it was a lot more dynamic in the sense that I could decide my own hours completely. Nowadays, yeah, I mean, I generally will be at work during most of the daytime, and then, you know, I'll be back in the evening, right? But it kind of depends. Sometimes I do come back a little earlier, sometimes I come back a little later, and so mostly right now I feel like I just left it there because I'm like, I can't adhere to a specific stream schedule. I think the stream scheduling is like really difficult for me because it ends up being just wanted to open this up to show you guys. So here we have plate foam, spacebar foam, plate foam, and then there's like an additional layer for case foam. So that's like if you wanted to use that, but you know, I'm probably gonna skip the foam for today. But if if it's needed, it's always there. So case foam is always nifty to have though, so I'll just leave it around. But yeah, my work schedule sort of varies in that way. But yeah, now that I'm like working full time, it's just kind of like it's pretty scheduled hours per se. Are you a programmer? No, but well, not really. I do program for work, but I don't do it on a daily basis. No, I'm an engineer. Yeah. Oh, my G Pro is glitching? Oh, that's this is not glitching. It's because of the camera is refreshing at 60 hertz, right? So it's the shutter speed, and LEDs normally flicker at around 60 hertz, so it's flickering at the same time. So it appears like it flickers, but it's just the camera capturing it at that speed. That's just the typical like strobing effect that happens with lights. Okay, so let's go ahead and lube our stabs. What is that sick board on your desk? This one? This one is the Misc 84, and this one, and then this one here is the one I'm building today, which is the Zephyr Z1. I can smell the thousands of buckaroos of arsons on your desks. I have been collecting arsons for quite some time. So I guess if you say it that way, I guess it's true. But I've been like kind of spreading it over a long period of time. I've been in the community for how many years now? It's started in late 2016, right? So like eight and a half now, 8.5 years. It's a long time. Alright, so let's lube these stabs. So let's get that. What's your favorite artisan right now? There's a few good ones. Well, I mean, there's a few that I collect a lot generally, like that I really like. I really like Omniclectic or Booper. Her work is really cute, really nice, really detailed. Then there's some older makers like Hungerworks Studio is still active, but they make really cool sculpt work as well. Clock Factory is now retired, but they also made like these old like these skulls and these like more simpler designs, but rather very clean. And if you want like more intricate work, there's like gaff caps and cult worship caps. They make right now they're pretty popular, but they also make pretty cool caps as well. Gaff caps in particular, their sculpts are very intricate. Their colorway work is really cool. I mean, and there's like many other makers, right? There's like Keycaps, Alpha Keycaps. Ozzy Keycaps was just here. I actually do help them a bit with proxying, but they also make some clean stuff. But yeah, lots of makers out there. I kind of collect pretty widely. I try to be kind of open to understanding new forms of art, or new expressions of it rather. So kind of try to expand on the sculpts that I like as much as I can, at least to the degree where I obviously do have to like it on a base level. Like I have to like actually enjoy the subject matter and feel like it's relatable to me. Otherwise I wouldn't collect it. Speaking of artisans, I've been looking for a Rama Wave Sequence 2 Titanium, but it's so old. Do you think that's too much of a rare one to find? Is that these the OEM profile ones, Anatar? Or did they make those in cherry? I actually don't even remember at this point. Yeah, but some old Rama Works stuff might be just hard to find, not so much because they're like not plentiful, but more so because they are old. It's like whoever has them probably just has them sitting on their desk or drawer or whatever, right? I mean, and I'm sure some of it has, like, I don't know, maybe gotten disposed of. I think that might be the main thing. It's more so that they're older, and so they're just kind of sitting out there with people who are no longer currently like listing stuff actively on like Mech Market and places like that. Because that's what happens when people retire from the hobby, like kind of like dip out from the hobby, like for life or other reasons. You know, whatever stuff they had essentially is taken out from the market, right? Completely. So it's not so much that they're completely gone and they would never sell it or trade it or whatever. It's just the chance of those people kind of popping up and being like, oh yeah, I'm actually selling this, is kind of low. That happens with artisans too. Like artisans do have a kind of like a sweet spot in terms of like when it's like a good time to collect. But that said, most things in the market do fluctuate, and so like do circulate, and so eventually those people will come back and like be like, oh, I'm clearing out whatever's left over, because it's not like, especially like the people who do get much more involved in collecting, they tend to be more open to the idea of like putting it back into the community, right? But metallic novelties, like metal novelties, like the Rama Works stuff, I'm not sure. It might be hard. Suzu, hello. Juantagon, hello. My brain is not braining. Oh, you're okay. It's Friday too, or the weekend. I want to sell some of my keyboards. Where do I even go? I would suggest r/mech market on Reddit. Is probably one of the main places if you want to use Reddit. There is also like a unofficial, unrelated to the subreddit Mech Market Discord server. I don't have a link, but I'm sure somebody in here can link you. But that's like the Discord server based like marketplace for everything keyboard related. And then there might be like more specific places like regional and or other. But I mean, it's either that. I mean, I guess if you really run out of options, you also have like Facebook Marketplace, eBay, you know, like the classic, like general marketplaces, I guess, locally you can sell. But yeah, I would probably start from there. It depends on where you're located regionally though. So I don't know. I would say for North America though, that's probably all valid. I mean, actually a lot of parts of the world. Kind of want to get rid of the GMK too? Yeah, that's fair. But that said, you know, don't forget that, you know, nowadays the market's pretty saturated with stuff. So if you do list it, err on the side of probably listing it for pretty cheap. Like it probably won't sell for whatever your original price was because there's a lot of stuff out there. So, you know, basically price to sell, price to move. Right? Make it easy on both sides. Some cash is always better than no cash if you're selling something, right? Even if you quote unquote take a loss. Or I can give it to a friend? Yeah. Yeah. Or you can just do that. That's actually something that, you know, is always nice because at least they'll find a use for it. And you don't have to deal with that whole thing of selling. Danny FPS, hello. Ryan Dolch, hello. Also, Suzu, I'm doing okay. This week was kind of busy, but it's actually okay. Kind of winded down a little bit in terms of work, so it's been all right. Things seem to be going okay. What do you think about the Gawk Lily? Ooh, Gawk Lily is great. If you like a plateless typing experience, the Gawk Lily is quite nice. A lot of people really like it. Yeah, if you're especially, I mean, if you're into the HKB layout specifically, because it only comes in HKB layout, first of all, and you enjoy plateless typing experience, the Gawk Lily is quite nice. I have mine built with MX Browns, pretty good. But yeah, there's a lot of people who enjoy theirs. So, and I think it's a very good looking board too. So, you know. A lot of Gawk's projects take a long time to kind of come to fruition, in the sense that, like, from like IC or from like the first prototyping process to completion of the production and all that, and I think they're pretty polished products overall. So I would certainly recommend them. Mirror polished weight looks amazing. Oh, you like mirror polished weights? I personally am not a huge fan of mirror polished. It's such a fingerprint magnet, you know? But it does look nice in like pictures, or like with like natural lighting. It looks gorgeous, right? Like it's nice. It's just a little chore to kind of keep clean, that kind of stuff, right? That's the only thing that I think kind of concerns me when it comes to weights, mirror polish weights, or PVD, right? Same thing. I need to get my hands on Gawk 7V. Oh, 7V. 7V is pretty nice too. I'm not huge on the specific layout, but it's a pretty board. And it also types quite nicely. Also, you can build that plateless or with a plate. What are your top three favorite Thocky keyboards? My favorite 3 Thocky keyboards are Happy Hacking Keyboard Professional, HHKB Pro, or HHKB Pro Hybrid, whichever, or Classic, whichever. All of those are pretty good. Number 2, Real Force. Whether it's an 87U or whatever is fine. Real Force. And lastly, Leopold FC, probably 980C. I really like the 1800 layout one. Top 3 Thocky keyboards. Of course, they're Topre for me. Just you wait for Dynacap Bauer. Oh, that's true. That is true. That is true. There is EC kits out there, but for me, I like my Topre OEM, but that's because that's what I have and that's what I've enjoyed over the years. But yeah, the new stuff is coming, and it will support MX Keycaps and all that. Yeah. Diego, what are the top 10 thwompy keyboards of all time? Okay, 10? That's too many. What is a thwomp? What is a thwomp? I have no idea what a thwomp is. Get off my thwomp is all I can say. Ten is wild. Yeah, choosing 10 keyboards like favorites is like so difficult. That would be like, yeah, pretty hard. Although I mean, I can name boards that I like in general, but it's so difficult. Like I feel like at number 4 or 5 they start blurring. Like the lines get blurred between them, and you're like, I mean, kind of I like them equally-ish. Corsair times X100. Trying to find something cheaper than the Yi board. What the heck is the Yi board? I actually don't even know what it is. Thwomp is a mix between creamy keyboard and creamy. Wow. Okay. Okay. I didn't go. It was going to go into the pants conversation, but all right. All right. All right. As it is an HKV board, we'll build it with HKV layout. So, stabs are done. Just looking for this guy here. All right, so switches, just some good old MX blacks. Reason I'm doing MX blacks because I didn't really see anybody build with MX blacks yet, so why not? Could do it with something else, but this works as well, so why not? Good reference point for some people who might be interested in the board. Alright. Think Christopher Yee started a keyboard business? Oh, he did? Oh. TIL. That's cool. I had no idea he did. Wouldn't have known. Correct, but it's 350 and out of stock due to tariffs. He's had it for years. I saw it in person at TwitchCon. Oh, TwitchCon in 2023. Ah, okay. I see. I did not know. I know this is sad to say, but the last thing I remember about Chris and keyboards was that key cult build where he didn't have the gaskets or something. That was a while back. Do you go in the near future? I'll have two 60% wooden keyboards, HE. Oh, nice. So I'm assuming they're just wooden trays and you just pop in the HE build. That's nice. Wooden keyboards, underrated and also kind of hard to make, you know, because wood is just a hard material to deal with because of how they age and how the process can change with them, and yeah, they're not easy to work with. Top 2 Thocky 65s with Oil Kings. I feel like if you want to go with that way, maybe a QK 65 is probably the rec a lot of people might make. I mean, you can always build a Neo 65 with a bunch of foam too. That'll make it quote unquote Thocky per the modern standard. And they're pretty affordable too. The foamed up key cult. Was it foamed up? That one? Secret Myth, hello, how are you? Diego, are there any long pole switches that you really like? Heard good things about Gateron. I've heard good things about Gateron Raw and B-Sun Raw, yeah. Vertex V1s? Are those considered... Are those long pole? I thought Vertex V1s were not long poles. Maybe I'm confused? It says 4.0 travel distance. Oh, so are they like long pole but full travel? perhaps. Hello, Mr. Kupo. How are you? How is your Friday evening going? What are you doing? What are you up to? How's your week, by the way? One of them is a matte line 60 with a wooden case. And it's a cheaper one, but the second is in this another project. Very nice. Sounds nice. I mean, sounds fun. Sounds fun to have a project to look forward to, you know? I think that's always good. Going well, just got back from dinner. Ooh, what was for dinner? Week was long, but it's over now. How was yours? My week, it was kind of long too, yeah. I had like a bunch of stuff going on at work, so it was kind of busy. But it was okay. It was like, compared to last week, it was, I would say, a lot better. I think compared to last week, it was definitely better. So no complaints from me. I got some flautas. Ooh, what filling? What filling? What filling on those flautas? Just pollo? Just good old chicken? Ternera? Ooh, damn. Okay. I want flautas now. Shit. Nom nom nom. Ooh, flauta sounds so good. Sounds so good. With some salsa verde on top. Oof, oof. Ghost Tracker and Cocoa Blacks. I've heard good things about Cocoa Blacks. I think Alex really likes them, right? The Cocoa Black switches. I haven't tried them myself, but I have to say I'm not very well acquainted with the long pole trend, you know? I've tried like BCPs, they're nice. Like I've had clients be like, can you put in a BCP on the spacebar sort of thing, and they sound pretty good, you know? Like the BCP and BCP lookalikes, or you know, similar ones are pretty good. And so for the, and what else, like those, so you know, like those HMX switches that were like themed after film, I think it was like the FJ200 or 400, I forget which number, and like the game 1989 retros, and those were pretty good too. Those were actually pretty solid. When I tried them, I liked them. Do you like reds? The first ones that came out were pretty good. I haven't tried extensively like the second gen ones, like the current ones, I guess. I haven't tried those, but the first ones were actually pretty good. The Texie Reds. I mean, I still have them in a board, and I like them. So yeah. I know that the first gen of Texie though had some issues with their stems being a little like, was it brittle or something? Like I've heard of some people like being like, oh, my stem broke inside of the cap or something. I was like, I haven't had that issue, but I've heard of people mentioning something like that before. I'm not sure if it was like a specific batch of switches though. But I mean, you wouldn't have that issue now, because this is like an old story now. Slightly on this side. Kind of wish the Alp scene was more developed, like how Toper is getting some love right now. So the thing with Alps though is, well, Toper is getting love also because there's people who are able to design and manufacture Toper parts, right? Alps would need to have that revival by having people focused on the manufacturing side of things. And so you, like, the thing with Alps is the fact that you have to harvest switches. And keycaps and that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, yeah, you can work with the Signature Plastics Alp stuff too, but yeah, it definitely lacks in development because there's a need for people to do the R&D and actually make it, right? Whereas Topre has seen a lot more like actual R&D in terms of like, you know, PCBs, right? And so from the PCBs, there's like the plates and the cases and all these new things, and then domes, right? One day we'll have a Gateron Alps or something. That would be kind of cool. Not gonna lie. I mean, yeah, Gateron has done so much for the scene too, like HE switches, right? Obviously their MX selection is incredibly wide. Not to mention, like, they've also like improved on like the whole like stock lube formulation. They've gotten really good at like all these different things. So it's kind of crazy. Like the scene right now is so developed and like just has so many convenient things like widely available. Can someone rich buy the Alps molds and pump them out again? Yeah. Do they even exist somewhere? I don't even know. Like, is there anything in production? I don't know. I mean, I guess there's like that Matthias stuff. But I'm not even sure if that's like original molds. I think they might be engineered. Unos switches stocky que no suenen demasiado. What are stocky switches that aren't too loud, basically? I don't know, guys. You guys tell me. What's a stocky switch that isn't too loud? Topre? Based answer. Based. I mean, I would say that, of course, but I feel like I'm trolling someone who asked that question now. Ever since the term for it has changed. Sadly. Key Geek Oats. I've heard about those. I don't know too much about them, but I've heard about them. I've heard of people liking them, rather, more specifically. Always a good thing, right? Milky Yellows. Yes, Milky Yellows are always on the quieter side, but they're great. In the right configuration, they can sound amazing, in my opinion. Never lost. Gateron Milky. Yeah, Milky Yellows are on the quieter side. I mean, relatively, I would say. I would say the Milky Tops do mute the do dampen the switch a decent bit, but they're also cheap, and they're worth experimenting with because they're also cheap and easy to work with. Oh yeah, Mr. Kupo, I started using the Swackies springs and the films. Actually, earlier where is it? Do I have it here? Oh yeah, right here. I was lubing some switches. I was lubing some MX Browns with the. These are MX2As. With the these have 63.5 Swackies springs and the V2 films. The V2 films are really. Like the Swackies films are pretty convenient. I like them more than I feel like the Swackies films are a perfect replacement for Deskies. Like have that foamy sort of, you know, compressed film. Like so they feel thicker than like a TX, but easy to place. I really like how they don't cover like the clip area, unlike other films. So, like they're basically shaped exactly like the switch bottom on Cherry MX. Super nice. But yeah, easy to place. They sound pretty good. But yeah, these MX Browns are probably gonna go on the 84 2.1 whenever I get around to it. But I was prepping some switches today, and so just wanted to mention. Also because these switches have the Swackies films and they're pretty nice. Chewy springs? Yeah, that's what they call them, right? I think they're like the slightly longer ones, right? 17.5 millimeter length. It's hard to get them snagged on the housing because it works out. So it works out well. Yeah. I do like how convenient they've felt so far. So I've been enjoying them, and their price is pretty good. So I probably will stock up on some of these. I mean, I still have TX, and I still will use TX because I do enjoy them. But if I want like a more of that like Deskies like film, then instead of like the polycarbonate films, I think these are perfect to replace with. Well, I only got them because was it Bowl stocked up on it. So yeah. Yeah. Swaki stuff is too expensive to get to US. Bowl keyboards has Swaki stuff now. That's exactly why I'm saying I ordered them. How is your WAP so free of dust? Let me show you the magic of having an air bulb. Oh, so easy. So light, so easy. Yeah, just dust them off. That's the easiest way. But yeah, I always have this thing around. I mean, this is cheap, light, easy to use. No need for canisters or cans of dust off, you know, like those office dusting cans, like the compressed air or whatever. Just get one of these. These are the Giotto's Rocket. They're on Amazon. Makes a good turkey baster too. Anyway, super convenient thing. A photographer's best friend as well. If you need to dust off parts of like your lenses or like your subject, like, you know, if you have a still subject and like, you know, stuff stuck on the sides or whatever, is pretty useful. And it's easier to use than a brush or like a wipe or a cloth. So I just use my rechargeable air duster. Oh, that's fair. I don't have one, so I don't have a rechargeable air duster. Oh no way! Rip my paycheck now. Oh rip. But yeah. Yeah, so I keep stuff on Bowl's website now. He shipped it pretty quick too, so it was great. It's also my desk vacuum. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Hot swap, nice and easy. Also fixed plate, so also nice and easy. Let's go ahead and open it up. Looks like it uses rather tiny hex screws. Maybe this one? Oh, that's too small. M2s, I think. Yep, M2s. Not a huge fan of M2 screws myself, unless it's just for like a daughter board or for like a stab. But I know that for these screwless designs, people use these small screws for attaching the case. Not a huge fan myself, but it is what it is. They are space efficient. But I always feel like they're gonna strip. Okay, there comes off the top. So how are TX films in your opinion? Oh, they're my go-to. They're my go-to film. The Swackies films I just recently tried, and they're nice. But the TX films have always been my go-to Switch film, so they're pretty good. I pretty much have them everywhere. Okay, what's this? It's just like an alignment thing. Oh yeah, it is. It's like an alignment pin. Huh, alignment pin's already installed. They're like screwed on. Okay, very cool. So I assume these are, yeah, gaskets. So I can show you what the bottom looks like though. I hate non-ferrous screws more than M2 screws. That's fair. That's fair. I actually don't know what these compartments look like. I'm kind of curious right now, so I kind of want to open them up. Like maybe I'll open up just one side and see what it looks like. I'm just like really curious. Okay, something's plugged in there, so maybe I can't take that off yet. Maybe I do need to take this off too. I'm gonna just undo it out of pure curiosity, okay? Okay, there's a cover. That's our ribbon cable here. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug this one. Actually, I should probably just be able to pull it. Okay. Alright, so let's see what this side looks like. Okay. Just opening one side. So as you can see on the one side you have the diffuser. So there's our diffuser piece here, just kind of sitting on the side of the board. And then I'm assuming this other side of it is, yes, so I can show you. How do I do this without taking these off, ideally? Maybe I'll just drop that one, but the other side is just a side with a bunch of RGB LEDs. So it's just RGB LEDs screwed onto a little piece of metal holding it, and that side is just sort of placed in on the side of the board. So basically it's just the RGB diffusion area. Pretty simple. And this entire side piece is kind of like a holder for this holding platform for it. Anyway, pretty neat. I was wondering if there was anything else other than that, but that's what it is. Oh, people are in ads. Oh, I didn't realize. Whoops. People will be back in just a few seconds though. Are you doing anything this weekend? Yeah, I'm just hanging out with a few friends. I'm probably gonna go check out the zoo. Haven't been in a bit, but we do have a membership to like some of the parks and zoos and stuff like that, and so it's nice to take advantage of it. So we're gonna check out the zoo at some point this weekend with some friends, and then probably grab a meal, things like that. The zoo here is really well maintained, and there's some like really nice exhibits, and so I'm kind of excited actually. Medium or large? I think this is a medium. This is on the smaller side, I think. I'm actually not sure how big the large one is. Actually, I'm not sure. It doesn't say though. It doesn't say. But it's like, you know, size. I can just show you. Centimeters. It's like 19 centimeters total length. The bulb area is like maybe like 15 centimeters. Diego, have you ever needed someone to send you a keyboard-related package from Mexico? If so, what's your preferred courier in such case? If someone sent me a board, so I actually don't know how Mexico does forwarding, but I think bottom line is I personally am okay with anything that forwards to USPS and to UPS, or separately if it's international, DHL Express is great. But personally, I am not a big fan of FedEx Ground, or even FedEx International can be a little iffy. For at least for me, I just don't really like them. Like I've just had poor experiences with FedEx that I don't really trust them that much. Like I have sent stuff out on FedEx International and FedEx Ground, but it's like stuff that I think is like either it's like a short-ish transit or like isn't something that could be easily mishandled. I think that's usually the problem. Like I feel like a lot of people will agree with me on this on specific areas, but like sometimes like I feel like FedEx just has the highest incidence of like packages that look like they've been kicked like a soccer ball. So yeah, especially large packages with FedEx, not great. Like I feel like they just offer pretty cheap pricing for large bulky packages, but it ends up being a bad experience because it like the box arrives looking like it aged like 85 years, okay? Like crinkly, like, you know, just not great. It might arrive okay if it's properly packed, but it's, yeah, no. So I'm not a huge fan of FedEx. I mean, for documents, it's been fine, you know, like small stuff is fine with FedEx. I've sent like small boxes up, that's fine. But anything bigger than like a shoe box, like you know, like yay big, I would probably not send with FedEx. That's how I feel about them. But everyone's different about it. Okay, so we're back to the normal case, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and put on the gaskets. So yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, Colin, like, I don't know where, like, for example, like, I remember back in the day, my parents used to use Estafeta, and I don't know who Estafeta forwards it to in the US. But maybe Estafeta was only like national. I just don't remember anymore. I don't know what it's like now. I'm assuming things like these have changed over the years. But like yeah, like we never really sent anything with Correos of Mexico, like Correos de Mexico, because like it was just kind of like feel like it was sending it into a black hole. So yeah, I don't really know. I wish I could tell you a better answer. But I think in general, people's experience is, it really depends on your local service. For some people, USPS is terrible. For some people, UPS is terrible. But I think generally, FedEx is universally pretty disliked, I think. They have good commercial pricing though. But yeah, it's not like really great service. Yep, I'll also never use Correos de Mexico. Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, letters, fine. But anything important, iffy. Oh, there's exactly enough gaskets for one side. Okay, so that's pretty nice. I think I can just install this, right? For now. So for the if you don't know, like these connectors, they're like push-pull. So you just have to like pull the tab, like the black tab from the main portion, like kind of like pull it out, and that allows you to insert the ribbon cable. Right? So you like insert the ribbon cable into this area, and then like, you know, wherever it can go, and then you just kind of close it, push it in. That's it. It shouldn't pop out. That's pretty much. Not a huge fan of ribbon cables, but they exist, so just have to deal with them. Okay, and then let's go ahead and put gaskets on the other side of the board. I prefer to put them on the case, personally. When it's kind of hard to put them, tweezers, easiest way. Not the laptop connector. Yeah, I feel. Okay. Pretty painless process, even though it's manual. The grooves are perfectly sized, and the gaskets are not too soft. Like, they're not like the softest thing, but they're like firm enough for the placement to be quite easy. I guess I've done this for a bit too, so maybe it's that. But pretty painless. Exactly the right number of gaskets. So if you lose them, no bueno, but nonetheless, it's okay. So for some of these screwless boards, right, like the boards that have the screws on the case, I prefer to put the screws on first. That way I don't have to like reach in with the screwdriver and kind of scratch things on the side, right? It's a little easier. Not to mention it's much easier to actually insert the screws there, so I prefer to put them on. And then when you're screwing them in, what you do is you're going to go counterclockwise first to sort of like let them catch onto the first thread, and then you're gonna screw in. Just have to watch out for when they lift up when you put the case on, that they don't fall out of the socket, right? So it's easier when you put on the screws on here. And then you grab your board, align the top and bottom cases, and just slide it on. So as you start pressing, so this first one, I counterclockwise when it catches, and then screw in. Same thing. Don't have to even press hard, just lightly is fine. That way you don't have to like actually touch the sides of the board like with the screwdriver. So there it is. Build is done. So now we just have to put keycaps on, try it out, and have fun. So let's see. Okay. Thanks for that great tip. Oh, no worries. Anytime. Ask whatever questions you have. No questions stupid or bad. There are bad questions, technically, but it depends on the person answering them and the person asking them. But for me, I'm willing to answer most things, I would say. All right. So what keycaps do you think would be good on this? You know what this is making me immediately think of? GMK Taiga. I feel like GMK Taiga would look pretty good on this. A little piece of paper and stuck on the stem here. There we go. Or it's just dust. A little bit of fluff or whatever. Taiga or Arabic? Green is the color of Islam. Can you show the back of the board? Yeah, of course. Right here. There's the back. This is the sandblasted version, I think, for the stainless steel bottom. The sides look like that. It's kind of nicely squared off with the diffuser over there. Yeah. Okay. Taiga sounds pretty great, actually. So let's try that. I don't know if this... I didn't hear a sound from it. Hold on. Did I not plug in the... Did I not plug in the daughter board correctly? Or the ribbon cable? Maybe the ribbon cable was supposed to go the other way. I was wondering why it looked like that. I'm gonna check the ribbon cable. I think that's my fault. Oop. Oh, the screws are magnetic, at least that's convenient. I think I screwed up the direction of the ribbon cable. Should have tested it before closing it, right? So another tip is if you're dealing with connectors, you can always test it before you actually close the case. So you save yourself the trouble later on. Yeah, I think I put the connector in the opposite direction. Because there's no reason why it would fold that way. Yeah, okay, yeah. I made a mistake. So this one actually goes with the blue tape facing like down or into the PCB. So that way this kind of folds nicely like that. And then boom. I can test it. Right? Didn't hear anything still. Or is... Oh wait, I heard it. It was just a cable, I think. There we go. There we go. Look at that. The lights are on. Vroom vroom. Sweet. Alright. Sweet, 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 sweet. Okay. So, screw back in place. The lights are on, but nobody's home. Whoa, 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 Mr. Kupo, are you committing a crime right now? I love the overall design of this case, so simple, but wouldn't buy it unless it was a 65% instead. You sound like me when I see a 65% that I like. That's pretty much what I say with 65% that I like. I'm like, ah, love the design, simple and nice. I would buy it if it hadn't been a 65, or if it had been a 60 rather. Everyone's choice. Okay. Alright, so let's look for GMK Taiga. Lights are on but nobody's home is my favorite way to say somebody's dumb. Wow. Are you calling me dumb? I didn't know it was gonna be like this, Mr. Kupo. I see how it is. PhD graduate Diego. You're dumb? It's true, probably. Favorite Switch? Personally, MX Blacks. MX Browns? Actually, no. I don't know if MX Browns or MX Blacks. I think I use MX Blacks more often, but I actually like MX Browns. Like, I enjoy MX Browns a lot more, I think. Like when in use, but I feel like I put more MX Blacks in things. That's a weird thing, but I feel like MX Browns in the right build just feel and sound so good. Obviously modded and everything, but I feel like MX Blacks are easier to get right though. What's your lubing technique like for MX Browns? Pretty simple actually. I can show you. So I you know, I open up the switches, I toss all the stock springs. I usually spring swap. So and what I will do is, so right now it just has the spring. So these are MX2A, so they have some stock lube on the inside of the housing. I kind of ignore that lube on the inside of the housing as long as it doesn't get into that like middle hole, like in this spring area, like inside of that is fine, just avoid it. So personally, you know, and then you put the film on, right? You put the switch film on, and then, you know, I'm just gonna grab my switch stem here. So I personally just lube the sides. I do not touch the front part at all. No lube on the front part on any of my tactiles. Tactile switches, I leave them bare bone stock on the front part of the stem. Just the rails, just the sides. The back, optional. Don't really have to actually. It doesn't really affect the smoothness that much. Sometimes I just do it because it's just part of the thoroughness aspect of it. I do like on my Cherry MX switches, I do like to lube just like the bottom part here, like the side, the bottom part of the rails. Not the stem, but just this part here, like this side and this side. Like, you want to use the least amount of lube possible, okay? Like I'm talking about like a brush that you've already brushed once, and then like it's a remnant lube that's on there. That amount of lube, small amount of lube. You can always add more later. Small amount of lube, okay? And then, you know, you lube the sides. These are freshly lubed, so the lube is still very visible. Um, and then that's it. So sometimes on tactile switches, so like on MX tactiles, depending on the quality of the leaf, sometimes they might kind of have a little bit of ping from this metallic leaf part here, just kind of like clanging around, I guess. And so someone did suggest that applying a teeny tiny bit of lube in this U portion, like inside of it, just a tiny bit. Okay, you're like literally just like brush. That's it. Helps kind of address a little bit of that like tactile leaf, like metallic noise. Especially like that happens when you like press down and comes back up. During the downstroke and the upstroke, it has this like kind of like clanging sound. It helps address that a little bit. But yeah, and then the rest of it is just applying the fill and putting the spring. The springs are usually oiled. I just oil them with, I use like Victorinox knife oil or like multi-tool oil, but you can do it with Crytox 105. It's fine too. It's probably more expensive to do that with that, but I use this Victorinox tool oil, which is pretty cheap, and it comes in bottles of 10 mils for like pretty cheap. It lasts forever. I basically use the same tub for my springs every time. Like I have a designated tub for lubing springs, so I just put them in the same one. That way it's less wasteful. And that's about it. But yeah, not using like I don't bag lube my switches or bag lube my springs because it feels wasteful to do it in a bag. Not to mention, it feels just kind of like feels like I have less control over it. So yeah. Yeah, if the lube looks really old and dry on your batch, then you can just clean it. Yeah, like if it's easy to remove the stock lube that's on the switch and it's not like in the way of things, then yeah, you can feel free to remove it. That's okay. Yeah, Galarges just had a heart attack. It's okay. Bag lubing stems should be a crime. I don't like bag lubing stems. The idea of it is because it's like the top of the stems get all the lube too. So then it's grease everywhere and it goes onto your caps and then goes onto no. It's not cool. I don't. Also, when I lube the stems, right, I'm always careful not to let the lube touch the top of the stem because yeah, like that lube will kind of smear and you'll notice it. So like the very top of these stems are not touched with lube. I try to keep them as clean as possible. Yeah. But yeah, you kind of, get the idea, right? Okay, so let me go get GMK Taiga. I'll be right back. If it is okay, then how do you lube vents to keep the cherry scratch? So some people, what they will do is they will separate each switch, like basically they'll keep the match between the bottom and the top of the housing and the stem, like they'll like match them before like cleaning them up. Some people do that. I personally don't, to be very honest with you. I'm super lazy and I just don't do that. Like I'll clean them, but I won't like match top bottom stem. Just too much work. But some people do it for like consistency's sake, and they're very like, very particular about their stuff. But yeah, it's a personal choice. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I got GMK Taiga here. Diego, do you know that you should be able to parry speed bumps if you tap the brake perfectly just before you hit it? Okay, okay. So like a fighting game, if you time your parries, if you time your brake perfectly, if you time your block perfectly, you can parry them. Yes. Okay. Have you tried it, Mr. Kupo? Have you tried parrying your speed bumps on the road? First of all, you're assuming a lot out of me because I don't even drive. I mean, like, at least in the sense that I don't have a car here. But when if well, I do drive for work sometimes, like we do have like travel related things. Occasionally we have to like rent a car and stuff, but works every time. Fair. Okay, for GMK Taiga, I actually need to look up like what the specific letters. GMK Taiga. Here it is. Okay. This is why nuke data is superior to Taiga. You know where the letters go? That's fair. That's fair. Valid enough argument. At least the numbers are easy. I'll trade next time I'm out, Cap. Let me know if the tech works. An Easter egg, if you will. You should hear the scars make a sound effect. Oh God. Don't die, ODM. Gotta go. Thanks for your advice. Do you have any lubing videos? I actually don't. But you can always come back for questions, and I can like basically walk you through it when I have time. Like, you know, in between things, it's totally fine. But I don't like actually have like a video go-to tutorial. Haven't made one. I know people say I should, but recording myself is kind of... I'm a little shy. And I also don't know how to edit these. Happy Friday! Happy weekend. So Mr. Koopa, are you coming out to KeyCon? Have you finalized your travel plans? Came from YouTube and all your videos awesome. Oh, bye. Thank you though. I appreciate the kind words. So slow. This is definitely one of those sets where I just want to put it on once and be like, oh, okay, done. Forget about it. Oh, I think I'm done with the office. Well, almost. Where's KeyCon? Washington, D.C. Yep. Pipe. And I'm missing one alt key, right? This one. And then which one is the function? I should see it's. What's this one? I think. That's it. Step caps on HKB is shameful. Are you gonna shame me? How come you shame me but you don't shame Rienfo for doing split backspace and split right shift on his fill call, huh? You can't you don't have a right to shame me anymore, Mr. Kupo. I see what you're trying to do here, but it won't work. It won't work. I see you trying. Let's see, for this one I want to put this booper cap on here, and then maybe I'll do this Lion King on escape. Haven't done any Hunger Works Studio caps in a bit. There it is. I wonder, is this on VL or VL or whatever already? Can I change it yet? Or do I need a JSON file that I don't have? Oh, it's on VL, vial, whatever you want to call it. Lighting. Oh, I can change the color. Maybe I'll just switch it to rainbow. Ooh. So it switches colors. Hehe. Oh, it's not too bright though, right? It's because my light's so bright though. Yeah. Oh my, okay. Let me remap some of this stuff. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think that's it. Where's my... There, okay. Sweet. Okay, save current layout just in case. Where's my folder? Oops. Okay. All right, it's done. All right. Treating my mom for a movie for Mother's Day this weekend. Hopefully she likes Marvel. Oh, you're watching that movie? I heard it was good. I don't know too much about it. I remember watching the trailer, but I just don't remember what the premise was. HHKB user on HHKB user hate love to see it. What is Drua saying? What? What do you say? Can it be like intelligible? Oh, I didn't remember that he had regular caps lock too. That's pretty funny though. Snitch? Wow. They outed you like that. Alright. So do you see his via key map? No, not yet. I'll have to check that out later. I'll check it out later, Drew. He had escape on the... What? Wait, why? Who uses that? Who uses escape on the bottom row? Huh? Don't people normally put it on the top leftmost key? Okay, fine. I've seen people do top leftmost of the main cluster, right? Like 60% on a TKL layout, essentially. Escape on the left control, L win, and insert? Insert? Who uses insert in the first place? What is this? Vim? Oh my god. What? You're so incredulous? I am incredulous. Escape until the bottom row and wait, 3 escapes. Oh, yeah, he needs to escape reality. That's what it is, perhaps. I don't know. All right, let's try this out. So if you want to see it from the top, this is the Zephyr Z1, Zephyr Lab Z1, Neson design, co-designed. This is HKB layout, MX board. With 7U HKB. This currently is built with MX blacks on aluminum. You can see the specs on the exclamation build. And we have this with GMK Taiga. And as you can see, the sides have underglow, which you can see over here. Underglow bars on the sides, on both sides. And then this is basically aluminum top and a stainless steel bottom, sandblasted. This is the green unit, and let's try it out. All right, here we go. Wow, that's a nice sound. That sounds good. That sounds crisp. No foam, by the way, no foam. And it does have, so if you look at it from the top here, it does have like a screwless type of design. I actually suspected that it might have more like resonance to the sound of the board, but it's solid, really nice, no foam, and pretty damn good sound. Really nice sound on this. I'm actually pretty impressed. I actually expected with the stainless steel bottom to be a little bit more resonant, but really good, really good. So let's go through the mods. Oh, hello, Matt. How are you? Very nice spacebar. The escape sounded rough? Oh, that's because of the Artisan. I can promise that. It's because the Artisan rubs slightly against the case. If I put literally any other cap, it will sound fine. Yeah, it's the Artisan. Just so you know. It just rubs ever so slightly against the case. What's the mounting style? This is gasket sandwich. Just 10 strips like of gaskets on both sides of the plate. Yeah, just like standard pour on gasket strip sandwich isolation mount. It's pretty good. The alphas. Are these fresh MX Blacks? Yeah, these are pretty fresh. These are... I think these might be Hyperglide MX Blacks, but yeah. Fresh, like as in didn't use them, no break-in, didn't use them in other boards. I used them in one board, once. That was it. But yeah, these are fresh and pretty freshly lubed, relatively fresh. Yeah. Really nice. Another thing is I expected a lot more of the sound to travel through to my desk. And it's sounding like very thuddy, boomy on the mic. But I don't hear that. Despite the very solid bottom with very long bump-ons touching the desk mat and sinking right into it. I expected that to also sound like that, but no, not quite. Quite nice. Quite nice. Yeah. Very, very nice board. This is actually very nice sounding. Very good. Very, very nice. I would say if you're out for a HKB layout board, MX, like 7U HKB, this is pretty sweet. Kind of more classic style design in the sense that it's very boxy, like very sharp edges and just like a pretty generally boxy design. So if you're into this kind of stuff, then by all means. But yeah, it's very nice sounding. What's the price? Let me check for you. Let's see. Layout 60% HKB, 8 degree typing angle. Front height is 18.6 millimeter, including feet is 19.4. Weight is 2.3 kilograms, which is just a kit, so it does not include switches, keycaps, etc. Sandblasted stainless steel bottom case, $370 US. And then brushed stainless steel bottom case, 380 USD. Vendors TBD, PCBs at 1.6 millimeter, hot swappable with the two RGB daughter boards, supports GMK via VL, and comes in silver, blue, which is more like a kind of closer to a navy, green, which is this like darker green sort of color, and then a milky white, which is more like a beige, like milk, kind of like a cream kind of color. So yeah. But yeah, 370 US. Honestly, for a steel bottom, alu top kind of case, it's not bad. It does look pretty sleek too. So I personally think it's really nice. This is pretty sweet. I think this probably will be on my desk for a bit because I do really like how it sounds. I'll probably leave the switches on it too, actually. Very nice sounding board. I'm actually quite impressed. It's really nice. Yeah, they did a good job with this. So there it is. That's how it looks on its own. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. You guys have anything else to ask me? All right. What is this? I could never get behind Resident on Escape. It's so tilting when mashing that key and feeling something that isn't a smooth keycap. First of all, I don't mash Escape that much, so maybe that's why. Like, what are you mashing it for? What's so tilting that you need to mash it that often? Specifically, mashing the Escape. I tap the Escape, you know, like I do like this much, but I don't like. I'm not like, you know, going crazy on it. Where's Kiwi? He is... Oh, he's not here anymore. He might be in the bedroom sleeping. No? Oh, he's not in the bedroom sleeping. He's just chilling somewhere. Hi Kim, how's it going? What's next on the build queue? I can tell you. Let me check actually my schedule. So today is the Zephyr, and coming soon is the 21XX from Pontus. Canon Keys is sending a unit for me to build. So the 21XX is coming soon. I should be building the 84 2.1 pretty soon because as I mentioned earlier, I prepped some switches, so I should have that ready to build. I think those two are the ones that are immediately after. There's some commissions that people have asked about or like asked for, but that I'm waiting on parts. So I can't really confirm yet. I'm supposed to be getting eventually a build for the Blue Ridge, which is the EC board by Clever Keeps, and then at some point I believe I'm also building an EC kit for the Horangi 60 by Cafage. I stink of crawfish. That sounds like a good thing. I think. I mean, I'm assuming you went to eat, Kim. The Unsavored, yeah. I'm pretty excited for that build, the 21XX. MC's 2000 kit in IC makes me want to consider getting a 21XX. Yeah, super sweet. I actually really like that. Let's see. Where is that? this one, right? GMK CYL vintage keys. Vintage banana. the double step caps are so fun. 10 U's. Are they making a mold for it? GMK about 10 U spacebar. They mentioned that new tooling would cost. Oh, I see. Okay, so they basically have to make them. Oh, Keycaps keys and Panic keys. How fun! And oh yeah, this kit is awesome. This kit's cool. This kit's really cool. Yeah. And then he's, yeah. These are sick. These are sick. And no, this really cool set. Why does he have 2 Panic keys? Good question. Maybe different color? Yeah, different red. There is P3, which is the red that's on Dolce. I think V1 is a red too, but don't quote me on it. So you can panic twice as much? Me, IRL. It's a good thing I did just get back from eating. Oh, sounds great. Dipped everything in the juice. Yum. Want seafood. I have caps lock bound to bottom row, so I need to get the banana kit. Oh, this one? The 1.5U caps lock. It's actually pretty fun. I think with the actual LED lock window, it looks so cool. This is legit. Step control too, yeah. Pretty cool. Nice kit. So pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. I like it. I like that. Shown as I can't keep spending money. Fair. Oh yeah, I've been my partner and I have been pretty addicted to Overwatch Stadium. It's been very fun. I refuse to play Overwatch. That's fair, but I also don't play. I can't play Rivals. I just didn't enjoy it that much. At the end of the day, are you playing Stadium? Yeah. Actually, I played with Mally the other day. We won. We played a couple games. We still need to play Overwatch, Diego? Yeah, we should. Maybe this Sunday, if you're free. Kim is a professional in Overwatch too? For real? I'm really bad. I actually don't play comp. Let's see. I could check how. I think I have exactly 0 games in comp. That's how much I play comp. I have 0 games. QP only, boy. QP and arcade only. And now I play Stadium, so I guess Stadium. I think at best, if I were playing comp, I would hit average, which I think average is like gold, right? I think gold is average. Is plat a little above average now? I forget what it looks like, but yeah. Carry me to Rivals, please. Wow, y'all good at games? Damn. I'm jelly. But yes, guys, this keyboard is pretty sick. I think it's pretty nice. I'm actually genuinely surprised by this board. It's really good. It kind of the vibe this board gave me immediately was like the old M60A. And I mean, of course, not stiff like the M60A, but like some aspects I thought, oh, maybe it's just gonna be like very like stiff, or not stiff, but sorry, like resonant and stuff, but sounds really good. And with the long bump ons, I thought it was gonna be like really thuddy on the desk, but it sounds really nice too. Anyway, I use solo queue to diamond in Overwatch all the time? Damn, Elquan. Wow. That's crazy. Kim just gets gaslit by Hoey. Plat's a rough average in my book? I think that sounds right. I don't really know too much about comp though, so. Don't know. I don't play comp, just so you know. So, yeah. I'm also a 6v6 enthusiast. So, yeah. I only play Stadium because the mode is fun. But I wish it was 6v6. They should have made Stadium in 6v6, to be honest. It sucks being tank in 5v5. Yeah, I know it's not real anymore. Stop crushing my dreams, Kim. I still play open queue, okay? And 5v5 is terrible in comparison, okay? What time Sunday? I don't know. Anytime. Just let me know. We can make it work. I think I'm flexible for Sunday. If you have errands to run and stuff, it's fine. Just let me know. Just DM. Just let me know. I have pizza party. Oh, pizza party. Now I want pizza. Oh, I've been thinking about pizza this whole evening and I didn't get it. We just had like soup and like something like easy going. My friends are making dough and hosting. Oh, so fun. Oh my god, that sounds amazing. Homemade pizzas. Oh, so jealous. That sounds so yummy. I want pizza. Oh shit. Tic Tac Talk is live right now. Wow. Lane's KB is doing HHKB work. Don't see many other keyboard people right now. But Friends and Pizza, what is not to love? Oh. Yum. That dog does not watch the chat. I know. I checked the stream and I was like, oh, no one's there. I was like, maybe I won't rate this time. You can skip him. Okay. You can tell him I skipped. I can raid lanes and it's fine. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up here though. This was fun, guys. Honestly, this board quite the banger. I think it's very nice. It sounds good. It feels pretty good. I mean, it feels like a lot of the isolation gasket mounts. A little on the stiffer side, I would say. It's not that soft. That said, I think this board could be interesting with like a polycarb plate. I think that could be fun. Or a CF plate with like browns. That could be really nice actually, because it sounds really good. So, and I didn't even use any foam or anything, so it's pretty nice. But yeah, today was a fun build. Please let me know when 21XX arrives. Okay, I shall announce that and let y'all know when I do that build. Oh, 21XX means I have to. How many switches is that? Oh my god, how many switches is 21XX? I have to lube switches. Oh, shit. Oh, okay. I have to lube switches. A TKL with like 30 more switches. Oh, okay. Alright. I can do it. It's fine. It's just It's just like sometimes when you have to like think about is the thought of having to go into your Switch bag and like getting that like fresh batch of Switches and opening them all up and getting all the stuff ready is like the process. It's just a process. Once you get started, I think it's easier, but getting started is just like, oh. And then you're like counting them and you're like, oh. But anyway. Do it now? Yeah, I guess I should. Alright, let's go hit a raid. Raid lanes, and then maybe your lanes can take care of the rest here. Alright folks, I'll catch you guys later. I'm gonna be just chilling this weekend, but you'll probably see me build something soon. And yeah, I'll let y'all know when that 21XX is happening. Okay? You see how many there are, then you start hating your decisions. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Time to make Kupo buy that 21XX. Then I guess I have to build it with Cherry. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good rest of your evening / weekend. I think Browns could slap on that too, but we'll see. All right. Catch you later. Bye bye. Good night. Peace.